while. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. Trying to figure out. I don't know where the text is coming from, so I'm not sure.
I'm assuming it usually is on the bottom, so should we move to like top left or something?
Yeah, upper. So go upper right cam. With game source? No, with game source, not Elgato. That one. And also turn off go to the do you see the not the goal bar, the event bar up top? Mm-hmm. You see event bar on the sources? Mm-hmm. Click the little eyeball.
Okay.
Turn that off.
And do that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, this should be the optimal way to do this. So I hope.
All right. So
do we want helper mode or do we want to do it hard mode? So if we want to say, we were just looking through stuff on Steam, and this seemed like a pretty interesting game because it seems like it's just text and, reading for the most part. Mm-hmm. We'll have to figure out how to play this game because we've never seen it played. I don't even know. Like, we watched the video. I don't think it really gave us a hint as to...
No, I just liked the concept and I didn't want to spoil it too much for myself, so yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to try it out. I don't know if it's a short game or a long game, but we're going to try it out, see what...
Do you want to do helper mode or no?
Let's try it without it.
Okay.
See if we can do it. And so here we go. Let's try it out.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Do I need to hit enter or?
Maybe. Type hey?
I can't type anything.
Oh.
Oh. You. Yeah? Me? Are you there? Yes?
I'll click on it again. You have to click on the words.
Oh. Good. Listen carefully.
Okay.
You are directly responsible for the deaths of thousands of people. Jesus.
Cool. That
nice.
Sounds great.
Some Hitler. You are probably confused because from your perspective, these events haven't happened yet. How could you possibly be held responsible for something you haven't done?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Well, in 35 years, your future self will commit these acts, and your future self
is you.
You are both part of a singular, continuous, chronological entity. As such, the responsibility for your future crimes also lies with you.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm Vanya.
Spoiler alert.
What? You are probably wondering where you are. I placed you in a temporary bubble outside of time. You will be sharing the bubble with your future self, brought here from 35 years in the future. Okay?
Okay.
You are to convince your future self of the wrongness of their actions. If you can do this, you will alter your own time stream, changing your own destiny and stopping your actions before they can occur. Okay, so this is before they've done what they've done, but still more ahead of
where
me.
You are
okay.
in the timeline, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
We're like in this bubble outside of it. Only then will you be exonerated of your crimes. Okay. There is a limitation of the technology used to hold you in this bubble. Time will flow normally for you, but it will appear to loop every 90 minutes.
Oh.
Time will flow normally, but it will appear to loop every 90 minutes. Okay.
Weird. Okay. Okay.
Until you can persuade your future self that your actions were wrong, the loop will continue infinitely. Okay. So basically you only have 90 minutes to do it, is essentially, because I'm assuming it'll start from the beginning again.
Okay.
If you can't do it in 90 minutes. I think that's what it's saying. If you succeed, you will sever the causal chain linking you and your future self and alter your destiny.
All right. So we got 90 minutes to figure this out.
Got it. Before responding to anything your future self says to you, think carefully.
But I only have 90 minutes.
They will have certain moods. They won't always be receptive to the way you respond to them. Think carefully about your tone and your confidence in your conversational abilities.
All right.
Your conversation skill, your future self's mood, and your chosen tone will all determine how well they receive what you have to say.
And this is one of those things where they had they said it was 44 different endings. Was that this one? So we don't have... Or was that a different game? It doesn't matter.
It might have been a different game. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. We'll see.
If you want to be free, make sure you are as convincing as you can be.
I would like to be free.
Think carefully. Think strategically. Gotcha.
Okay.
And good luck. Thank you.
Thanks. I do like the look of this game. Just like this tube TV, old school, looking into the void. Oh, look at that.
How they were actually... Wow, they were actually telling the truth. This is really happening. Okay, so this is saying the scale of your future self right now has 6 and 11.
11 and 5.
So a lot of empathy.
So we're at 6, 5, and 5.
Okay.
Current receptiveness, their empathy is very high, rationality is low.
Okay.
Assertiveness is low. Okay.
Right.
Do you want me to read the red stuff, or do you want me to...
Sure. Okay, so... Can I just start typing stuff to them?
No, I think you click and it keeps going, and,
okay.
and it'll tell
Sorry.
you
I was like, what?
to do.
Well,
Look at you. Just as I remember, so fresh-faced and naive. You've no idea what I've seen. You have absolutely no idea what's ahead of you. Okay. I'm almost looking forward to hearing what you have to say. But, believe me, I stand behind what I did completely. I don't know what you're planning to say to change my mind, but it won't work.
Okay. So respond.
So I think it's just. So I think it is just clicking.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So I would say respond empathically, right? Because he has high empathy.
I guess. You do what you want to do. I'm not sure how to play this game.
Because he's not rational, so if I try to respond rationally, he's not going to respond, right?
Yeah.
And so I would say respond empathically, right? Empathically. This is very odd for me too, believe me. Sorry, but are you sure this is real? Have you been duped? Perfect. Yes, this is.
Yes, this is real, and no, you're not seeing things. I don't believe we're being duped either.
So now his empathy is moderate?
His assertiveness is that moderate too.
Okay.
Look, I appreciate this is weird, especially for you, but it'd be best for both of us if you could wrap your head around this as quickly as possible. Let's not draw this out any more than we have to. You want to still go with empathy, or you want to...
I would say assertive, because now he's saying, come on, get it together, kind of thing. And I have 5 assertiveness.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm going to do that.
Let's try it.
You might not be interested in having a protracted discussion, but if you were in my position, you'd need some time to adjust to this. Why are you being so terse? What do you know that I don't?
Move his empathy back to high.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Let me explain. Time travel was discovered during our lifetime, but after great fanfare and worldwide uproar, it was quickly outlawed by the UN Science Commission. They claimed it was the only choice they had in order to prevent all-out war. The ban wasn't difficult to implement, as only a handful of the wealthiest nations on the planet had access to the tech in the first place. I always suspected that the ban was a convenient way for the wealthiest nations to keep time travel hidden and clandestinely use it to their advantage. I've been expecting something like this to happen at some point. That's why I'm not as surprised as you. His rationality is moderate now. Empathy is high. So you can either do empathy or rationality or rationally. I feel like.
Well, yeah. I mean, our rationality is good. What do you think? Like.
Well, we've been clicking on the stuff where his thing is moderate or whatever. I mean, the first one we clicked, his empathy was like very high.
Yeah.
But then we went to assertiveness, which was at moderate. Now I feel like we should do rationally.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
I'm not sure you could have been expecting this, even knowing time travel had been discovered. This seems like a step beyond time travel. Yep, that worked. So does that mean if it's up there, that means that's just showing rationality if it worked or not. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Okay, fine. I obviously didn't predict this specific thing, an organization using time travel for nefarious reasons. Well, that was pretty predictable. And before you say anything, no, I don't know who exactly is behind this. But who else could it be? The only people that had time travel tech were a few governments. Can you Alt-Tab to the OBS? We should probably switch it to lower right, the way that bottom one is. Actually, make the screen a little smaller. Like, just shrink that down a little bit. A little bit more. There you go. Shrink it down a little more. And then turn off the event bar again too. So go down to the thing and click the eyeball. There you go, transition. Alright, just changing it so you guys can see the levels of the future self as well. There were a few governments, okay? Think about it. This was probably the most monumental technological achievement ever. Were they going to just lock it up and throw it away? Were they going to just lock it up and throw away the key? Of course they weren't. It makes sense that governments would lie about a ban to the public so they could use it quietly in the safe confines of their own laboratories. So
they said they've outlawed time travel?
They said that they outlawed time travel.
Okay.
But your future self suspects that they
the government would lie? Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them to use it on their own citizens to maintain order. People in power regularly stoop to new lows in order to maintain power and control their people. Time travel could just be another weapon in their arsenal of oppression.
So I'm going to say empathetic because his empathy is very high. Everything else is very low, so I think that's all he's going to respond to.
Yeah, let's try it.
It must be nice that this sounds so plausible to you, but it's hard for me to feel the same. In fact, most of this has the hallmarks of a paranoid anti-government conspiracy theory.
I'm just trying to let it play out a little bit more so I have more to read. I get where you're coming from, but isn't the fact that you're here at all proof that I'm probably right? This wouldn't be possible at all without the use of time manipulation technology, so it couldn't have been truly banned. But yeah, you have to click right on the words. Weird. Look, the situation is bizarre. Immediately after finding out time travel exists, you've been forced to argue with an older version of yourself. You've not had the time to properly process what's happening. If this had happened to me at your age, I'd probably have had a nervous breakdown. Yeah.
I'm going to say assertive this time.
That's fine. It seems like you can do assertive or empathy in this moment.
Wait, what the hell? You're telling me you haven't been through this already? Surely that's a paradox of some sort.
Inside game. Exactly. It's not a paradox, though. If you're successful in convincing me of my wrongdoing, then you will have changed your own time stream and prevented this version of me from existing.
I'm like, this is a time bar?
I don't know, I think it's a progress bar.
Okay.
You will live on to be a version of me that behaves differently and doesn't commit the same crime. I will never have ever existed. I will never have existed. I never will exist. That's the point of all this, I think. So it's either empathy or rationality.
I'm gonna do empathy.
Do it again?
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hadn't thought of it that way. So this is kind of a death sentence for you. Oh no, that didn't work.
You can stop treating me with kid gloves. I know full well what could happen.
What?
Yeah, I'll die. Well, technically I'll simply cease to exist. It's not a real death. I'm sure many people would love an instantaneous, painless end to existence. In many ways, I'm actually quite lucky. But stopping me from existing isn't really the point. They could just kill me now if they wanted. Oh, I kind of, okay.
Yeah.
The point is that they want you to understand why my actions were wrong in order to prevent you from doing the same thing. Yeah, so it's like it's like you versus the whatever disembodied whatever. Yeah, what did that disembodied voice say at the start? We're a single continuous chronological entity. If you can successfully convince me, then you have successfully convinced yourself. We are one and the same. So yeah, so this is just, that's why it's so many different endings, I think.
Okay.
Because you're really, that doesn't super matter, like, what you do. It's just whether you believe your future self or not.
Yeah, I guess.
Basically.
I can see how that makes sense. It's an inventive way of riddling the world of dangerous criminals without having to imprison or execute anyone.
I guess from their perspective it makes sense, although I'm obviously not thrilled about it. You know, you've not actually asked me about the details of my alleged crimes yet. We've talked about everything else except the very reason you're here.
I'm gonna do assertive. Fine, explain it to me.
I will. Okay, straight to the point. A few years ago, for me that is, I was the overseer of a climate refugee camp, one of the many UN set up across the world for people displaced by climate change. Oh, climate change. What a super liberal I'm just kidding.
Hey, we're liberal.
We are. From what I remember, it hasn't reached a breaking point in your time. In my time, however, millions of people from poorer countries have been displaced by colossal flooding and destroyed ecosystems, and these camps have become their temporary home. As you might expect, there's constant bickering by the world's wealthiest countries over who will take the refugees in the long term. Sorry, I should probably just let it click out before I read. All the while, the camps have been expanding exponentially, and no one's sure how the UN is going to keep paying for them. My camp had about 40,000 people in it. It was like a small city. Conditions were absolutely terrible. There were times when I felt that they'd have been better off dying than fleeing to this place. There was rampant crime, poverty, corruption, and... Oh. Hello?
Oh, hello? Can you hear us? Wait, what? Who is this?
I think you just have to click on it.
You can hear us. Okay, look, we don't have much time. We've temporarily interrupted the loop. Hopefully they can't detect it. Okay.
Just a epilepsy warning, I guess.
If we get cut off, we'll try and interrupt the loop again, but it might have to wait until the next loop for reasons that are too complicated to explain right now.
Okay. Strange.
Everything they told you at the start is a lie. No, not a lie, but not the whole truth. Okay.
Okay.
They didn't tell you
hear the
who
music
they
kind of fucking up?
represented, did they? You were just told that you needed to... Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Great.
boy.
Have you gone? Hello? Global interface
Mandatory
reset
loops
in 3, 2, 1.
3, 2... Oh, no!
What does that mean?
I think we had to keep... I mean, it just keeps looping and then click on it. We got some more points.
So it just helps us, but now we have to do it again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is crazy. This is a weird game.
This is weird. Oh, they're actually telling me. Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it is looping.
This is really happening.
Okay.
So click on it. Well, look at you.
Just
as I remember. So fresh-faced and naive. You have no idea what I've seen. Can you hit space to like change it to get it faster?
I don't know.
Click through. I think you have to click on it. Click on it? There you go.
Okay.
Don't know what you're planning to say to change my mind, but it won't work. Because I'm from the fucking future.
Okay, so initially we did...
Hypothetically.
Should we just do assertive then?
His rationality is moderate now.
Okay.
So we can do rational if you want, instead of empathy.
Okay. Well, this is strange. Logically, I can only assume I'm either in a simulation or a hallucination, in which case asking about reality seems rather pointless.
Wait.
I remember this. We've had this conversation before. I think yellow is me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
I pressure them even though they don't want to talk about it. Why? I'm just wasting time. No, this time we will be different. Okay.
I'm impressed that you're managing to hold it together. This answer might seem redundant to you, but I can emphatically say that no, you're not hallucinating. This is really happening.
Isn't that kind of what I said in the empathy, or what he said after the empathy thing too?
No, it was different.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I appreciate this weird. Click that. Yeah. Would it be best if you can wrap our head around this, Mr. Charles? Yeah, that's
Yeah, he said that the same. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's the only thing I can say.
Yep. Okay, now.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought you'd be freaking out.
I guess since I haven't done this before.
In fact, why aren't you freaking out? If this has happened to me at your age, I'd have had a nervous breakdown.
Sorry.
Yeah, just click through so I can read the... This doesn't make sense. What are you hiding from me?
Oh god.
This is weird.
This doesn't feel right. Something is wrong. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm making this worse. My future self seems confused. I won't convince them by confusing them. I need to get back on track.
What a weird game. What a weird fucking game.
So I've already seen. Okay, so
we've been doing
what was
rationality.
he just saying again? What was he just saying? Like, oh, why aren't you freaking out? Basically. Should I?
Shit. So very low is rationality, very high empathy right now.
So
assertiveness is low.
Empathy then?
So you can either do empathy or maybe assertiveness if you wanted to, but I don't know which one you want to do.
I'll say I'm empathetic. Thanks for beginning to understand. There's something odd about this, though, isn't there? If I'm a younger version of you, then you should have been through this already. Otherwise, this is a paradox. Oh, yeah, I already said that.
No, I'm saying it differently. Go go ahead and click it. Are you accusing me of lying? What would be the point? No, I have no memory of this, which can only mean one thing. If you're successful in convincing me of my crimes, then you will have changed your own time
Yeah, I did fuck it up.
this version of me from existing. It's neutral.
Okay.
You will live on to be a version of me that behaves differently and doesn't commit the same crime. I'll never exist it, and I never will exist. That's the point of all this, I think. Alright, so moderate, assertive, or empathy. Whichever one you want.
I'll say assertive. Come on, stop beating around the bush. This is a death sentence for you. God damn it, I didn't want to say the same thing.
No, this is different. You responded with empathy last time.
I know, but I said that same thing at one point.
Go back. Keep going.
Because remember, he's like...
He says it, I think.
No, I say it to him about the death sentence.
Yeah, it is. It's not so bad, though. It just ceased to exist.
Yeah, he said the same thing. Yeah.
Click through that.
Okay.
I'm actually quite lucky. But stopping me from click isn't really the point. They could just kill me now if they wanted. The point is that they want you to understand why my actions. Keep going. Okay. What did that do for It's me.
Okay, so rationality then, or empathy?
I think we did. What did we do last time?
I think we did rationality before, maybe. Yeah, I think we did rationality before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I mean, I think you can do either one. I think.
Also sounds a bit strange to me, but I understand they think you're a dangerous criminal and have a way to prevent your crime ever happening. It's arguably better than locking someone away or sentencing someone to death.
You know, now you ask me what I did. You have no idea what you're praising. Yeah, that's different because we did differently. Mm-hmm. So click. You spent all this time questioning me about everything else, but you not bothered to ask me what actually happened. This is weird.
Another memory. I remember this. I remember them talking about being overseer of a climate camp and the squalid conditions, but then something interrupts, something I don't understand. They want me to understand, though. They want to tell me something important. Who are they? I need to tell my future self about this. I need them to understand. You were the overseer of a climate refugee camp. The conditions were terrible. You have already told me this. I know this sounds strange, but halfway through you telling me your stories, someone interrupts the loop. They try to convince me of something, but get cut off before they can say anything. Does any of this make any sense?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about. This time manipulation device might be doing something strange to your mind. Don't worry too much. This sort of tech is way beyond my understanding. I would be surprised if there are some weird side effects. So wait, you already know I was the overseer? Did I tell you about the rampant crime, corruption, and... Oh, jeez.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear us? You mean change the outcome, or I feel like I'm supposed to tell you?
Oh man, I don't know. This is a choice. This is a choice for you. Change the outcome?
What does change the outcome mean?
I don't know. And that's the thing. I mean, we'll have to play this again to figure out, like, if we want to change something.
I guess. But... I feel like I'm supposed to tell you something. Oh no, not again. The memory. It's disappearing. Who's doing this? We know who's doing this to you. Just listen. Everything you were told at the start of the loop is a lie. Well,
just talk louder for the mic.
Okay, sorry. We've already heard this before.
Yeah.
I should have just done change the outcome. They never told you who they represented, did they? Well, they are the ones messing with your memory. You seem to be able to get around some of the amnesic effects of the loop, and that worries them.
Well, that's new.
Okay, you probably thought they represented some national government or perhaps even the UN, didn't you? Well, they don't. They actually, and it's not going to tell me.
Oh, that's new.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's new.
So now I'm wondering if it's him, or if it's me.
I don't know. I guess that's the mystery, huh?
Yeah. This feels wrong. Everything feels wrong. Okay.
Where are we? Oh,
now it's gonna.
Okay, we got the loop reset.
Yeah.
What a weird game. I kind of want to try where we fuck up every single one.
You think?
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna help or hurt. Well, they were actually telling the truth. This is really happening. Well, blah, blah, fresh face and naive. Little bitch. You no idea what I've seen. You have no idea what's ahead of you. So now his rationality's high.
Okay.
Look forward to hear what you have to say. Same how I did completely. I don't know what you're planning to say to your mind. I mean, we can just go with the high stuff too, but... Well, we can do another playthrough where we do all the fuck-ups, maybe. Let's do
Yeah, I'm going to say rationality because we're both high on that. Well, this is strange. Logically, I can only assume I'm either in a simulation or hallucination. Well, I've already said this before.
Yeah. Pointless. Okay, got that.
Wait, I remember this. Yeah, okay. So I know that we've done this. I pressure them, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Just wasting my time.
It's probably going to skip through like 3 or 4 questions now then.
Will be different, okay.
The first one's good, okay. I'm impressed that you're managing to hold together, blah, blah. No, you're not listening to this. Okay. Look, I appreciate this weird, especially blah, blah. That's for you to wrap your hand around this. Okay, cool. That's the same. Hold on. Hey, you freaking out. In fact, why are you freaking out? What are you hiding from me?
This doesn't feel right. Something is wrong. I don't know what to do.
It's
I feel
kind
like
of weird,
I'm
like seeing
making this
these weird.
worse. My future self seems confused.
Okay.
I won't convince them by confusing them. I need to get back on track.
All right. Cool. All right. Empathy and assertiveness, moderate. Let's go with assertive then. I think that's what we did last time, right? Or no? We have a 9 in assertiveness now, so.
I guess.
It's up to you, babe. Whichever one you want to do. I don't think it's
I was gonna try to do rationality again, but at the same time...
It's low?
Yeah. But I don't know if that makes a difference since ours is high.
I think you could try it. It's not gonna... I don't know.
Because I said... this. What did I say? I said he's not understanding or something like that?
Yeah.
Or no,
you
maybe...
don't want to get him confused.
I mean, okay, I don't want to... So, I guess I'll just do this for him. What the fuck? Wait, what the hell? You're telling me you haven't been through this already? Surely that's a paradox of some sort, yeah.
Yep, that's new. Yeah, because we did... Exactly, it's not a paradox, though. If you're successful in convincing me, then you will change your own time stream version of me from existing. You will live on to be a version of me that behaves differently. You both commit the same crime, I will never exist it. Alright. Empathy is high, rationality moderate.
I guess rationality?
Yep, do it.
I see. So once I've completed my task, the bubble we're in right now will collapse and you'll cease to exist. New. Yeah, that is new. This effectively... Or, no, I still say this. So it works, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not real death, blah, blah, keep going.
I'm actually lucky, just know if they wanted.
Yep. Yep. It's the same. Yep, that's the same. We did empathy last time, I think. So let's try something ridiculous. Let's try assertive.
Assertive or rational? I want to try rationality just to try it and see how that makes sense. It's an inventive way of writing out the world of dangerous criminals without,
We did that one. Come on, I'm right here. Do you even want to know what makes me such a dangerous criminal? You spent all this time... Okay, that's... Yep. There's that part of the loop again. quality conditions and something interrupts something I don't understand. They want me to understand, though. They want to tell me something important. Who are they? I need to tell my super self about this. I don't need to understand. They try to convince me of something. This is new. We get cut off before they can say anything.
No, this is the same.
No, it went through the climate change thing. It had a couple more sentences.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. This time relation. Okay, keep going. That's the same. But don't worry too much. Okay? Weird side effects. So wait, you already know. I tell you about the crime, corruption, and...
Yeah, it always stops here.
Change the outcome.
Yes, but stop talking. They know you're here. They'll just reset the loop. Not again, disconnecting.
Are you even listening to me? Am I boring you? Do you actually want to hear what I have to say?
I'm not quite sure what just happened, but I really do want to hear your story.
Okay, fine. It doesn't even really matter anyway. It's not like I can escape from this loop. We're stuck here with each other. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. The sickness. This is brand new.
I got, yes, the sickness achievement.
There's a colossal sickness rampaging through the camp. I'd seen outbreaks in other refugee camps, but I'd never seen anything like this before. This level of sickness was just so far out of my realm of experience. Thousands died. And thousands more were at death's door. It was just...
Empathy?
It's either empathy or assertiveness, so... whichever one you want to do.
You know what's causing it?
Yeah, it was horrible to see. Not knowing the cause made it even worse. I may have been overseer, but they didn't trust me enough to tell me what they were actually doing. Assertive, I guess, since that's high.
What are you insinuating? Spell it out for me.
I was about to report the sickness to senior management, but I began to notice officials behaving strangely across the camp. Hushed conversations, late night gatherings, off the book meetings, so on. When I asked one of my contacts about what was going on, he accused me of being irrational, paranoid. For a while I believed it, but eventually it all seemed too strange to let go. Did you push the camera just a little bit this way? I snooped around the senior management offices when I knew they wouldn't be there. I didn't find anything incriminating, but I found a room in the management sector that I couldn't access. As overseer, I should have been able to enter every door in the camp. Something was very off here. I convinced another contact to give me the key code for the room. She warned me that there was no going back after this, but I didn't care. I had to know what they were hiding.
His empathy is really high. Rationality is moderate. But we have really high rationality.
Yeah.
I think rationality?
Do it.
Maybe?
I don't think it'll hurt.
Seems unlikely that you could manage all this without getting caught. Unless, of course, this is where you were caught.
Pretty good. I'm here because I'm responsible for the deaths of thousands of people, remember? Nothing I'd done at this point had caused anyone to die. Well, actually, I suppose the contact who helped me could very well be dead. And dead now. I have no idea what happened to her. Given my current predicament, I can't imagine it was anything good.
Maybe his contact is who's talking to you then.
Poor Alice. I really wish I hadn't involved her. She could have met a grim fate. Still, the greater good is far more important. She'd understand if she knew the whole picture. She wasn't naive. She knew the risks. Alright, so assertive or empathy?
Empathy is really high. So I guess empathy.
Okay. Do it.
I'm sure she did. It's sad that there might have been collateral damage, but if what you found was important, then at least it wasn't in vain.
Good shit. Oh, believe me, it was important. The room seemed innocuous at first glance, but then I noticed some paper documents on a table next to an unnetworked computer. I hadn't seen paper for a long time. It was very rare, and only used when something was too important to be stored on a hackable device. The whole thing seemed very suspicious. Naturally, I looked at the documents. What did I find? Well,
I'm getting cut off. Just kidding.
they were detailed reports about the bioweapon program being tested by a clandestine arm of the UN right under my nose, in this very camp. They were engineering a pathogen that would reliably kill about a quarter of the population. They wanted it to seem natural, like it had been spread by common water contaminants. Every single person in the camp was used guinea pig for a genocidal weapon. Damn. That's pretty nuts.
Assertive, I guess? Yeah.
Up to you.
Shit, your bosses were in on this? I hope you challenge them immediately.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I did. I took what I'd found to my other UN source and confronted him about it. I demanded an explanation. I wasn't going to leave without an answer, and he knew it. He told me everything. Their justification? The wealthiest countries were never going to stop arguing about what to do with refugees.
Yeah.
None of their citizens wanted refugees near them.
Yep.
And the situation was only going to escalate as the climate worsened.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is getting too real.
Yeah, it's getting real.
Real.
Some people in those countries blame poorer nations for not doing enough to protect themselves from the effects of climate change over the past decades. They claimed those countries spent their money on everything but climate defense. Because of this, they apparently deserved to suffer the consequences. Empathy was in extremely short supply. The immediate problem facing the UN was lack of funding for the growing refugee camps, and no country was willing to increase their contributions. It was quickly reaching crisis point. They needed to do something drastic if they were to affect change in time. Rational is either irrational or empathy. Our rationality is pretty high. I mean, we could try empathy because we need more points in empathy anyway. So I think by the end of the loop, we get those plus points at the end.
Oh, yeah.
We get those added to our total. So whichever one you want to do.
Well, I definitely empathize with their situation. The whole thing sounds awful. The thing is, how do we get from here to kill a quarter of the population? How is that a fair solution?
Oh, damn it. You empathize with these monsters? No, you might think. But wait until you hear the rest of the story. They believed that a catastrophic population reduction in poorer countries would shock wealthier nations and force them to accept more refugees. Why a quarter of the population, and why common water contaminants? Well, a quarter is bad, but not catastrophic. It would be terrible, but wouldn't destroy entire countries. And common water contaminants, well, they're present in much higher levels in poorer countries and almost non-existent in rich ones. If a quarter of people in the richest countries died, they would never take in refugees. The climate refugees were disproportionately from poorer countries. However, they would be the ones affected by this bioweapon. Oh. From the UN's perspective, they had made a harrowing choice in order to save lives in the long run. From mine, they were willingly murdering millions of people. Well, yeah, they were. It's either assertive
I'll
or
do rational.
Okay.
I'm not saying I agree with it ethically, but there's a cold logic to it. Why didn't they tell you about it? As overseer, surely you should have known.
I suppose there is. As much as I don't want to admit it, I actually asked my contact why I had been kept in the dark. He said he needed a neutral agent to maintain order in the camp and not panic the refugees. I won't lie, I was upset. I felt like I'd been scorned by the very organization I was trying to serve. I felt isolated and alone, and so many thoughts were rattling around my head. Was I kept out of the loop because I was a liability? Didn't they trust me? Did they want me to kill as part of their tests? Assertive or empathy?
I guess it's assertive?
Yeah, it's up to you.
You're more upset about being left out of their plan than the fact that they're designing a bioweapon to kill millions?
I know it sounds self-pitying, but the looming threat of the bioweapon was far more important to me. I guess they wouldn't know I have a strong moral compass. Blame our parents. I've always been outspoken about things I cared about. That's why I was a good overseer. I genuinely cared for those people. That's why I took my concerns to my superior officer in the camp. I knew I'd be putting my position at risk, but I couldn't in good conscience let it continue. I only got halfway through explaining my concerns to him before he called security on me. He had absolutely no intention of hearing me out. I panicked. If I was captured, no one would stand in the way of their plan. Everyone else involved was clearly willing to go along with it. So, I made a split-second decision that I've had to live with ever since. I ran down the corridor to the environment control room, I locked myself in, and closed the camp gates, preventing anyone getting in or out. If the only working version of the bioweapon was in this camp and all the research notes were here, then I could destroy them and end this right now. I also knew that it was being tested on the refugees, but I had no idea who was infected. Any one of them could have been contagious. Security were banging on the door, and it was close to breaking down. I had no time to figure out a better plan. I had to act there and then. I did the best I did the best I could. I really did. There was nothing else I could have done. So it sounds like you let the bioweapon loose in the thing. I deactivated all the safety features of the environmental control system using my overseer access and overloaded the entire thing. Every inch of the camp was turned into an inferno. It destroyed the bioweapon and the plans and killed every single person there.
Could it killed you too?
There was nothing else I could have done. It was a choice between sacrificing these 40,000 people or allowing millions to be killed when the bioweapon was released. I bet you're wondering how I'm still alive. Well, God damn it!
I want to hear what you have to say, but they can detect you. They'll just reset the loop again. Actually, I don't think they will. Okay. We've made some improvements, and hopefully we can get around their intrusion screening.
Oh boy.
We were cut off last time, partway through explaining who the people in charge of this loop actually are. They lied to you. They have no interest in absolving you of a crime. That's never been their goal. They're not a government or an NGO trying to save their people. They're actually... I wonder if...
Ooh.
So maybe they're trying to twist it or something?
Hello? Yeah, they're trying to twist the story, maybe?
Maybe. Or they're trying to find out... I don't know, maybe they're trying to find out how he knows or something. So maybe I'm trying to, like, not give him any information. Oh, fuck. Maybe I'm supposed to be bad at this. I'm going to try to be really bad at this now. I feel like I need to try to be bad at this.
I mean, I don't know. We only know one way to play the game, so... Oh, they're actually telling the truth. This is really happening. Okay, click through all this shit. Fresh face naive. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want to try doing bad at everything, let's do it.
What is this? This isn't real, surely. What the hell is going on? God damn it.
What was very low? Another assertive? You keep trying. I don't know if that does anything.
You may not be interested in having a protracted discussion, but if you were in my position, you need some time to adjust to this. Why are you being so terse? What do you know that I don't?
I'm being terse because I wanted to skip the conversation you're apparently forcing us to have. Fine, I'll explain. Time travel was discovered during our lifetime, blah, blah, blah. Following the announcement, like anything I can ban with a difficult implement. It's just like the ban was a convenient way for the okay, keep going. That's something we've already heard. Happen at some point why I'm not surprised it's you. You keep trying.
Well, maybe it should have been banned. Who are you to say otherwise? You aren't a scientist. Are you?
No, I'm not, but I know a lot more than you do about this. The knee-jerk move to ban was so sudden, there was no debate or democratic vote. It was discovered 1 minute, then banned the next. See? This is why I'm sure they didn't actually ban it entirely. It just feels extremely implausible to me. Think about it. Well, this was probably the most monumental technological achievement ever. Were they going to just lock it up and throw away the key? We've heard this before, I'm pretty sure. But of course they weren't. It would make sense that governments would lie about a ban to the public so they could use it quietly in the safe confines of their own laboratories. Leave their own citizens, maintain blah blah, time travel could be the weapon of the arsenal of oppression.
To be quite honest, everything you're saying sounds like some kind of paranoid conspiracy theory. It's pretty hard to take it seriously.
Hold on here.
No, wait. They're not being paranoid, are they? Something is seriously wrong with what I was told. Someone is using me. Someone is... Yeah, I got it. Yes!
You're on the right
Yes!
track.
Yay! I'm right. I gotta... Yeah. Keep questioning, keep doubting. Yep. Yep. Yay! Wait, do I trust that voice? I feel like I should remember them, but I can't. It's gotta be that Alice lady. They sound so familiar, yet so distant. Yeah, she must be the one who's helping me lie, or whatever.
Maybe? Like, which one is lying to you? I don't, you don't know.
I mean, I'm just gonna try it.
Oh, hello? What's going on?
You're not being paranoid, we are being used. I guess that's all I can say. Something is very wrong with what we've been told. I don't know what it is, but we need to keep questioning, keep doubting.
Are you okay? You don't sound right. What happened to you? You sound extremely paranoid.
I don't know, I can't remember. It seemed to make some sense at the time. Now it's just a blur.
Look, it's fine. I don't feel so great myself. Also, this must be worse for you. You've not really had any time to properly process what's happening to you. I'd probably have a nervous breakdown, okay? Nah, same shit.
Wait, what the hell? You're telling me you haven't been through this already? Surely
that's
that's a
something
paradox
sorry.
of some sort.
You realize paradoxes can't actually exist, right? No. Reality is far more depressing. If you're successful in convincing me of our crimes, blah, you will live to be, okay, one of all this, I think. Fuck.
I'm just gonna keep fucking up. Come on, stop beating around the bush. This
We
is a
did
death
this
sentence for
here,
you. Yeah. Or perhaps it's a death sentence for me? Who's to say I get out of this alive? Question, doubt. Question, doubt. Yep.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to be so blunt about it. Look, whatever. It's not a real death. Cease to exist. Well, I'm actually kind of lucky in a twisted way. But stopping me doesn't really point. They could just kill me now if I wanted. The point is, blah, blah, why my actions prevent you from doing the same thing. We are one and the same, okay.
If you're a dangerous criminal, as they claim, the world is probably better off without you.
Did you ever think to ask what crime I did? Blah, blah, you spent all this time questioning me about everything. Start again.
Fine, explain it to me.
Unbelievable. You don't mention it, and now all of a sudden you're bluntly demanding to hear the story.
Yep.
Oh, forget it. I might as well explain. A few years ago, blah blah. Yep, seen this. I'm very home. Bickering by the world, blah blah. Eventually, I can't afford it. Someone felt that it was never property. Blah 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 blah. Can you hear us?
Change the outcome again? Wait, did I...
That's new. You did tell me to question and doubt.
Who are you? What's going on? It'd be too difficult to explain who we are right now. Just listen. Everything you were told at the start was a lie. Don't believe anything they tell you. Well, see, now it's like, is this the start of the loop and I'm not supposed to believe what they're telling me now?
Yeah. Keep going.
Oh my god.
Getting around some of the amnesic effects that worries them. You need to stick this out. Playing the game for now. Don't believe anything they say. We will help you when the time's right. We're always. Okay. This is weird.
Is it gonna restart me?
No. Don't believe anything they say.
Don't believe anything who says. Oh god.
This is crazy, weird.
God damn it.
This is a weird game.
I don't know what to do. What should we do?
I don't know. You want me to try doing the clicky?
No, I mean, you can just help me pick what to do.
Actually telling the truth, blah blah, just click through.
Yeah, I know.
We've already seen all this stuff. His rationality is very high. Let's do rationality.
Rationality?
Yeah.
You don't...
Did we do assertive already, or no?
Yeah, I think we did that last time, because his I don't know. I guess...
Okay. So we did that one. Probably, but... Okay.
So do you want to try to get good things? Like,
yes.
This time?
Let's try rationally again.
Or should I do empathy? Because empathy is really high.
Try empathy. I feel like it's something we've already done, though. Appreciate you want to speed things up, but wonder why this is less weird for you than for me. Oh, sorry, cognitive visa. You wouldn't know yet. Let me explain. Time travel was discovered. Blah blah. Okay, cool. Try rational. Again. Yeah. Okay. This is all stuff we've heard. Empathy or assertiveness, so.
Assertiveness.
Okay.
Yeah, no way they're not being paranoid, are they? Something is seriously wrong with what I was told. Someone is using me. Someone is... Okay, so it's saying the same thing as when I was fucking up, so maybe I just need to hit the change the outcome thing again?
Yeah, maybe. I don't really know.
This is weird.
This is a weird game. What's going on? We are being used. Oh no, I can't remember.
Empathy?
Sure.
Yes, yeah. Thanks for beginning to understand. There's something odd about this, though, isn't there? If I'm a younger version of you, then you should know this already. Yeah.
You will have you change your own time, blah, blah.
All this, I think,
So...
rational?
Yeah, let's try it.
I see, so once I've completed my task,
Yep, same shit. Okay. Or perhaps it's instant for me. Who's to say I get out of this alive? Question down. Cool. Question down. We're doing pretty good. Not a real death. Sorry, why my actions? What did they say at the start? We are one and the same. Empathy or assertiveness?
20.
It all still sounds a bit
It's strange to me, but I understand they think we're a dangerous criminal and have a way to prevent your crime ever happening. It's arguably better than locking someone away with something to
not easy for me to take. I'm the person being accused of being a dangerous criminal, remember? You know, you not actually asked me, blah, blah.
Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Well, it probably
It was
worked.
high anyway.
Fine, explain it to me. Yeah.
Okay, straight to the point. 2 years ago, blah, blah. Okay. Keep going. Long term. Camp had 40,000 people in it. Okay. It's always this part. Okay. Let's see. Now change the outcome.
Yes, but stop talking. They know you're here. They'll just reset the loop. Okay, just
Are you even listening to me? Am I boring you? Do you actually want to hear what I have to say?
Yes, I do. I'm not quite sure what just happened, but I really want to hear your story. Okay, fine. What was I? Yes.
The sickness. Colossal sickness rampaging through the camp. I'd seen nothing. Oh, blah. Never seen anything like this before. This level of sickness by far out of my own experience. Alright, so...
So I keep doing well then, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would just keep doing well. Let's try it. Okay. Well, I know what was causing it now, but I know at the time maybe in order to interest me in whatever
I
they're
already
doing.
heard all this stuff.
Okay, so it's either empathy or assertiveness.
What do you think?
I'll go assertive. What the reference to for Bleedum all seemed too strange to let go. Snooped around senior management. Something was very off here. Okay. There's another contact giving key code. I didn't know what they were doing. I know what they were hiding. I know the whole terrible story.
Bioweapon confrontation, desperate destruction of the camp. My god, how do I know this? What's going on? You don't have to go any further, I remember it all. You found plans for a bioweapon. All of the people in your camp were guinea pigs. In a fit of desperation, you attempted to destroy the camp, hoping to destroy the bioweapon in the process. I don't understand how I know all this. It feels more like a dream than a memory. Something about this feels extremely wrong.
How could you possibly know all that? Who are you? I mean, really? You can't be my younger self. You're a UN interrogator, aren't you? What kind of game are you playing here? I don't know what kind of game. We bought it for $5. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Why have you locked me up in this strange place to tell me you know everything? Just to tell me you know everything. This is ridiculous. Stop this nonsense. Just let...
Why do you insist on being so troublesome? You're just making everything more difficult for yourself.
Oh. This is totally
You're
different.
also making things more difficult for me. Every time you remember something, you ruin it.
You ruined this run of the experiment. What?
Okay. I'm not sure why I'm telling you this, because it'll just be erased from your mind at the end of the loop. I guess I'm just fed up and need to vent. This is stupid. I shouldn't even be talking to you. Pulling back now. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, this is weird as shit. I understand the predicament, not the mass murder part. Just listen to what I'm about to tell you. They believe that a catastrophic event, blah, blah, blah. Okay, keep going. Quarter is bad, not catastrophic, and common water contaminants. Okay. If a quarter of the people were just going to die, they would never blah, blah. Comparing choices. Empathetically. That's very high.
Well, I've never guessed, or you had to find this out, especially this way. Why do they tell you about it? Shouldn't you have known? Yeah, I think I already said that.
Yeah, I was so surprised I could barely believe what I was hearing. I actually asked the okay, keep going. I was upset, trying to start. Why didn't they trust me to kill the part? Irrationality. Or irrationally, yeah. It's so high.
They suspected you'd have an ethical disagreement with their plans?
Maybe why? Well, our parents raised me, blah, blah. Made good overseer, did everything I could to help. Okay, keep going. That's why, blah, blah. Good conscience let it continue, okay? Keep going. I only got halfway through explaining my concern. Just keep going. This is stuff we've heard. No intention to hurry him out. Clearly wanted blah, blah, so I made a split-second decision. Go up. Pulled the gates. Okay. That's here and there and then. The best I could. I deactivated all safety features over the entire thing. Okay. Killed every single person there. 40,000 people are allowing millions. Well, Alright. This is where we were before.
We need to change the outcome again, right? Because every time we say change the out or say the other thing, it goes back and we do that same. So we're on the second section. I think we need to change the outcome to jump to the third section.
Yep, let's do it.
Before you go any further, whatever you're doing hasn't worked so far. What? They've detected it every single time. Oh, I think I'm talking to this person. Your intrusion detection avoidance tech isn't working at all. You need to do something radically different, or they'll just reset the loop like always. Yeah. Okay, we'll try and communicate on neural temporal band for now. It will be harder to hear us, but it'll be harder for them to detect us.
There's this guy.
You've been... Your mission is to convince... Absolve yourself of your crimes, but not the government or after the fall of the UN. Trapped here for all eternity unless...
You gotta speak up.
Try something different.
Try something different. Okay. Didn't plan for it to work out like this. Honestly thought I'd die too. However, it turns out the environmental control room ran on a separate system. In the case of the rest, this is how he survived.
Yeah.
Came contaminated. I had no idea about it at the time. I wanted to go down with the ship, as it were. Instead, I'm here, reliving that moment over and over in my mind. Honestly, I wish I died along with everyone else. Constant guilt of knowing how many people I killed is almost unbearable. I see them every time I close my eyes. I hear them every time I'm in a quiet room. Talking about it now is making my skin crawl and my head pulsate. Okay.
So... Because in my head I'm thinking the government is doing this so that they know... They get you confessing that you did this in the future, and so they probably kill you when you're younger so that you don't destroy their plans for what they're trying to do, right?
I mean, maybe?
So shouldn't you, like, so then I'm wondering, should I not be implementing myself in this stuff so that they don't come after me and kill me as a young person?
I honestly don't know. I mean, we just have to play through the way we're playing through, and then can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't truly live. It's just merely existing until someone decides to kill me.
But then it's like, yeah, would my life have been better if I hadn't done this?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. This isn't something I'd wish on my worst enemy. It's torture. Achievement unlocked. It's torture.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He's now in.
I understand exactly why we're in this loop together.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. What's done is done. Nothing can change that. Hurry up and get on with what you have to do. Go on. Convince me I'm wrong, or don't. Whatever.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Personally, I would sympathize.
Yeah.
That's the way I would play it this way. We can change it up some other time, but...
I find it hard to condemn you. You were put on the spot, forced to make a difficult decision, and made the best choice you could given the information you had. It's likely that you saved more it's likely that you saved more lives than you took. I can't convince you that your actions were wrong because I don't believe they were wrong. If I was in your position, I'd have done the same thing. This whole exercise is pointless.
Well, that's good to hear, but it puts us in a strange position. I can't imagine the people running this whole thing will let you out so easily. It doesn't matter for me. When this thing ends, I'll most likely cease to exist. Still, I'd obviously like my younger self to escape and live our life. You got any ideas about how...
Do you really think we'd simply shut this whole project down if you agreed with your future self? You will convince your future self of the wrongness of their actions, even if you end up stuck in this loop indefinitely. It makes no difference to us. We can wait forever. We'll just place you before you made the wrong choice so you can make the right one this time. If you ever want to taste freedom, you'd better do as we say.
You'd be wise to do it, isn't it?
I hope we don't have to talk about this again. Oh, I'm totally doing it again. Totally doing it again. 100% doing it again. Yep. You can threaten me all you want, but it won't change how I feel. Oh, it is different.
Yep. What? I've not threatened you. What the hell are you talking about?
No, not you. I'm talking to the people running this thing. Only a few minutes ago, I refused to convince you of your wrongness of your actions, and they pulled me aside to threaten me.
Wait, what? When? I didn't notice anything.
Look, I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing, why they're doing, how they're doing any of this. I just know what I experienced. And I'm still not going to do what they want of me. I still don't disagree with what you did. You were put on the spot, forced to make a difficult decision, and made the best choice you had given the information you had. You probably saved more lives than you took. If I was in your position, I would have done the same thing. You hear me? Pointless.
Okay. I suppose that's good to hear. The only problem is that you're now in the strange position. I can't imagine the people running this whole thing. Oh, I'm slightly freaked out. Did you not hear what I just said? It makes no difference to us if you repeatedly don't do what we say. You can wait. You're just wasting your own time. Then again, suppose time is meaningless where you are. What you're actually wasting is your chance of freedom. I'm sending you back again. Make the right choice this time, please.
Nope. If you don't care, why are you making it so obvious that you care? Nope, not doing this. I agree with you. You did nothing wrong. The people running this loop can go fuck themselves.
Wow, okay, that's a bit surprising. What?
What exactly do you think we're going to do as a result of your appearing refusal to do what we ask? Do you think that throwing an adolescent hissy fit will endear us enough to close this whole thing down? Yeah, I do. You think we'll just set you free with no consequences?
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, your continued insistence I do what you say is starting to sound a bit like desperation. That's what I just said. Why is that, I wonder? You have no idea what I've been through to get to this point. You think you're suffering? I've lived through things you probably can't even comprehend. Just to get to this fucking place with the text still intact after the Eurasian Resource War was... Ah, shit. I've said too much. So maybe this is the chick? Or maybe it's you. I don't know.
No, wait.
No, wait. What happened? Come on, tell.
We're back in the thing. Sympathize again, I guess.
Okay. Come on, tell me what happened. It's obvious that I'm not going to try and convince my future self of anything except it.
What the hell are you talking? I like that.
Oh my god, I literally don't have time for this. None of us do.
Oh, that's a new...
Subject is displaying levels of resistance and memory retention that are incompatible with continuation of this stage of the experiment. Okay. As per agreed experimental protocol, this iteration will be discontinued and new subjects will be located. Wait, what? New subjects will be located? Wait, what are you? No. Oh god, please no. No!
Shutdown procedure in 3,
No,
2,
no, 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 no,
1.
no, 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 no. God damn it.
Oh,
No!
wow.
So it's taking us completely out. Oh my god.
Oh, it shut down the game too. Oh, that's great.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's one of those.
Fuck.
All right, well, turn the game back on.
Holy shit.
See what happens.
That's insane, dude.
There you go. That's weird. I mean, it's still loading. Here we go. We're good.
Okay, so I want to make sure it's still up. Oh
That is
God.
so weird. I wonder if
This
that's...
is a really cool game. It reminds me of, like, it's kind of like got Pony Island things. It also has, like, kind of, oh God, what's the fucking game? Super Hot. You
kind
know?
of where you're talking to, like, a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what... Can we load?
I don't know if we can load.
Change the outcome?
Before you go any further, whatever you're doing hasn't worked so
Okay,
far.
just click through
Okay.
this stuff.
Okay. Okay, so it takes me to this third iteration, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Alright, okay, we're gonna try it again.
You've been... didn't plan for it, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Went over and over in my mind. Should die with everyone else. Okay. It's torture. Sorry to hear that.
So convinced then? You think?
I don't know.
Because when we kept sympathizing, it shut us down, so maybe we are supposed to at least do what they say for a certain amount of time, right?
You try.
Or do you want to sympathize one time? And
Let's
then-
sympathize one more time.
Okay.
See if it changes anything. I find it hard to condemn you. Okay. Got any ideas about how? Did you really think we'd simply... Yeah, you will convince them. You can wait forever.
We can wait forever. We'll just place.
You know what? Let's do it twice and then convince.
Okay.
Because it was 3 times that it shut it down, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Sympathize second time. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, we just click through all this stuff. Exercise is pointless. Pointless! You're just wasting your time. Actually wasting your chance of freedom. See you back in the right place again, please.
Can I do it this time?
I think so. Did we do it 4 times or 3 times?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. The loop is fucking me up. Let's do it this time. Let's convince this time.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay then, tell me, do you still stand behind your actions even after everything you've just said?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was definitely difficult to talk about, but everything I did can't have been for nothing. I still think I saved far more lives than I ended. Just because I'm upset doesn't mean that I don't stand by my actions. I wasn't perfect. But I did what I had to do in a horrible situation. What specifically do you think I did wrong?
Oh, Jesus. Accuse them of being insubordinate before having any evidence. Accuse them of being paranoid. Accuse them of abusing the trust of their friend Alice, who might be dead. Accuse them of lying about believing they'd die along with everyone else. Accuse them of being too passionate and driven by emotion. Accuse them of ignoring the fact that the UN wanted to save lives too. Accuse them of harboring suicidal thoughts without even realizing it. Accuse them of not having proof that the bioweapon would be destroyed.
Ooh, man.
His low rationality, high empathy, and high assertiveness. And yeah, very high assertiveness as well.
High empathy would probably be the thing about Alice, I would assume. Or possibly ignore saying, like, proof that...
Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of.
Do that one. It's fine.
Oh.
Oh, then...
Accuse assertively?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
Our assertiveness is high, so...
How could you have known that the project would be stopped by destroying the camp? You admit you're no scientist. There's no way you could have known your actions would stop the project for good. There could have been multiple bioweapon projects in many different camps across the world. You acted on what you effectively an informed guess, but that isn't good enough justification for killing all those people.
I suppose there could have been other projects. I never actually asked anyone about the possibility. I became so focused on stopping this particular project, I never considered the wider picture. Let's go with Alice. Empathetic.
I know Alice was your friend and you're undoubtedly upset about what happened to her, but I'm shocked that you were so quick to sacrifice her for a little more than a hunch. You were only interested in answers and didn't care about the consequences for others.
I did care. I still do. I felt like I had no other option at the time. I was too focused on my goal to understand what might happen. She was my friend and I let her down. She didn't deserve that. Sorry, Alice. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Fuck.
Being too passionate? Ignoring the fact that the UN wanted to save lives, harboring their suicide, accusing them of lying down with everyone else, accusing them of being insubordinate.
Oh, I feel like we could have been fucking this up too.
What do you
like,
mean?
Doing it the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, we could have. We still can. It's probably going to loop us back again at some point. You want to say insubordinate?
Let's do accuse them of lying about believing they die. And do it with... Rationality's high.
Yeah.
So...
You said you felt alienated by the UN after finding out about the bioweapon. You were worried that they might want to kill you with the tests. These concerns about your own safety could very well have influenced your decision to kill everyone in the camp. You said you thought you'd die too, but I find that hard to believe. It's more likely you were attempting to save yourself and get back to the UN. You knew enough about the camp systems to find the one thing that could destroy the entire camp, while under extreme pressure to boot. I find it hard to believe you didn't also know you would survive.
I don't even know anymore. I've held on to my account for so long that it's true to me, but Everything you've said seems reasonable. Maybe I've convinced myself it was to save my sanity. Memory is a fragile thing, always morphing to suit one's own narrative. Perhaps mine morphed too. I'll never truly know.
Should I accuse him of being paranoid?
Whichever one you want. I don't think there's a wrong way to do it as long as we pick the right things. High, assertive, or empathetic. So whichever one you want.
Whilst being outspoken and passionate can be admirable traits, can you see how being so outspoken and passionate could have led to irrational acts? Being irrational is sometimes unavoidable. We're all human after all, but with such an incredibly important decision to make, I can't help but wonder whether person with these traits would have been in the right frame of mind to make it.
Being emotional is to be human. Perfect rationality is inhuman. I sometimes wondered whether being hot-headed would lead to something bad. Would anyone else really have been in a better frame of mind if they were in my position? I guess we'll never know. I mean, any one of them. Very high assertiveness.
You seemed paranoid at the start of our conversation. Your main justification for what you were saying was that it just felt plausible to you, even with no actual evidence. You understood the parts of what you were saying sounded like a conspiracy theory, even if you were adamant it wasn't. I don't really believe everything you've told me is true. You seem like an unreliable narrator. Your turn.
I don't know what to say to that. If I'm paranoid, then my thought process would still make sense to me. It would all still seem real. Maybe you're right. So suppose I could be unreliable, even unintentionally. This experience has been so stressful that I guess there's a chance I'm not seeing clearly. I don't know anymore. Rationality's high. So.
Your suspicions turned out to be right in the end, but you were insubordinate and broke rules without knowing the full picture. Rebelling the way you did was reckless and means they had every right to escort you out.
Maybe so. I'm not defending my methods. I criticized myself for the way I went about this. I just didn't see any other option at the time. Empathetically, or whichever one. I don't know.
You tried to convince me that by killing everyone in the camp, you wanted to save more lives than you took. But that's the exact same thing the UN wanted to do with their bioweapon project. They had to make a harrowing choice in order to save more lives and prevent the climate refugee situation from getting any worse. You're a hypocrite and no better than them.
Ooh, shit. Oh, shit, son. I think that's a bit unfair. I'm not the same as them. They were coldly, clinically, and methodically planning mass murder. Whereas I acted out of impulsive desperation because they forced me into a corner. But part of what you say is true. The moral justification underpinning both of our actions is the same. We both believed we were saving more lives than we took. I can't condemn them without being a hypocrite.
You said that you thought you would also die when you overloaded the environmental controls. You've even said that you wish you had died because you can't bear the memory of your actions. I'm sorry you feel that way. I can understand why you would feel that way after the deaths of so many people, but I'm not sure you're showing me the full picture. I'm wondering if you were struggling with some intense emotional turmoil even before you discovered the bioweapon? That would explain why you were so quick to take an action that might have cost you your life. You may have already been feeling suicidal, whether or not you are aware of it.
It's hard to admit, but, well, I guess I should confess now. There's something that I've been struggling with for a long time. It was eating me up inside every single day I was at that camp. Sorry. The thing is, I can't tell you what it is. Not because I want to protect myself. There's no point in that now, is there? But because it has something to do with you. Something you shouldn't know.
What? Something I shouldn't know.
Don't bother protesting, just trust me. But you're probably right. I wasn't consciously suicidal, but I was struggling. Perhaps I would have behaved differently if I wasn't.
For the final blow. Everything you've told me paints a picture of a paranoid, emotionally unstable hypocrite who's acted without thinking and ended up killing thousands. You were hoping to die with them, but couldn't bear the guilt, and you survived. You constructed a series of delusions in your mind in which the UN was wholly to blame, and you were a misunderstood savior. You discarded friends, you were insubordinate and underhanded, you jumped to a conclusion based on limited data and acted impulsively without considering the severity of your actions. Most disturbingly, you seemed to leap at the chance to kill those refugees without a second's thought. I'm most deeply concerned that you may have been subconsciously looking for a reason to kill all those refugees. I want to know where that impulse came from. You're a future version of me, and I need to know. I can't end up like you. I won't.
How dare you? I dedicated my life to helping refugees. I did this to save everyone. Oh God. I guess I can't hide it any longer. There's something I've been keeping from you. My parents were killed by climate refugees. Sorry, our parents. Mom and Dad. Slaughtered in the streets of the very camps that they founded. Oh, that's fucked up. They just wanted to help them. They couldn't stop climate change. They couldn't force the wealthiest countries to accept refugees. All they could do was try and provide for them as best they could using their influence. Using their influence.
Try to capture.
Trying to get you your chips right now?
Well, and he like jumped out and then she was like swatting at him.
No, she's biting her now. She's biting him. And yet those fucking people blamed our parents for imprisoning them. They didn't understand anything about the complex social politics that our parents were struggling through just to get the camp started. All their stupid, brainless anger just ended up laser focused on Mom and Dad because they created the camps. They needed someone to blame. Our parents were an easy target. It was a brutal mob justice. The attackers were killed on the spot, but doing so only made matters worse. Word spread to other camps, inspiring other misguided idiots to attack innocent officials who were just trying to help. Eventually, this uprising was quashed, but only through much more extreme security at every single camp. All this did was make things worse for other refugees in the long run. So stupid, such a waste. Anyway, I vowed to carry on our parents' legacy. I did everything I could to maintain order and safety at my camp. No one dared attack me. They knew what the consequences would be. I didn't tolerate any insubordination. But it didn't matter how well I ran the camps and how well I kept the refugees in line. Every time I looked at their faces, I was reminded of what happened. All I felt was resentment and rage. Can't click on anything because Rachel's not over here.
Sorry, she's starting to rip open the fucking paper towel thing.
Yeah, he's the worst. I spent all my energy trying to turn this anger into something productive. I became a defender of the refugee cause. This took the edge off for a while, but I could never truly get rid of the deep resentment I felt. It was growing inside of me like a cancer. This is crazy. It was only a matter of time until I snapped, so... You know what? I probably was looking for a reason to kill all those people. I never wanted to admit this, but... Man, you managed to get out of me. Well done. Oh, God. I give up. I just want all this to end. Don't turn into me. Don't become bitter and consumed by hatred. You can be better. I know you can. We can be so much better than this. Please, just let this end. Oh, God. I give up. I just want all this to end. Just don't turn to me. Please, just let this end. Oh, am I out of the loop?
Congratulations, that was fantastic work. In all my time, I don't think I've seen your future self so thoroughly dejected by the process. I mean, wow. They were well and truly broken by the end. It was a beautiful sight to behold. Absolutely masterful work. I really hope you're as successful next time. It was a joy to watch. Wait, next time? What next time? Oh, sorry. Forget I said anything. What? What I meant to say was, thank you for your service. You have prevented a horrible crime from occurring in the future and have saved thousands of lives. I'll release you from the loop now. Enjoy the rest of your life. So maybe you aren't actually this person that you're talking to.
It's not over. They're lying.
Don't listen to them. Try to remember. Help us.
Stop. What a crazy game. It's not over.
Help us. It's not over.
That's crazy. All right. We might have to play this again later because I feel like it's very repetitive text and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I want to keep doing it.
Oh, man. I mean, we can. It's up to you. I don't really have a... I don't know. I don't know what else we can do. Do you want to start it up and see what this says? Like, do we hit play or do we hit load?
I don't know.
I think...
Play?
I think we can play, yeah.
Yeah, because it's definitely different.
Let's do one more loop through and
Okay.
see what happens.
Hey.
You! Are you there? I'll do this part as you go on. Good. Listen carefully. You are directly responsible for the deaths of thousands of people. Blah, blah, blah. From your perspective. Oh, there you go. That's already new.
Is it?
Okay, enough of this nonsense.
You finally figured out how to interrupt the loop without being kicked out. It's time you knew the truth. We don't know how much you remember right now, so we're just have to say our piece and hope it makes sense. Listen up.
Yeah, this is new.
Since your time, the UN has, for all intents and purposes, ceased to exist. It was financially and logistically overstretched and collapsed under the weight of its own infrastructure. We were one of several groups that wanted to steal the time travel tech we knew they were hiding. Before you judge us, we weren't the bad guys. We were young and idealistic and genuinely thought we would use it.
Sounds like something bad guys would say.
All we wanted to do was to rebuild this broken world, and going back to the past to fix the future seemed like our best bet. But there were other groups vying against us. Everyone had their own ideas for how the tech should be used, and some of them were better equipped than us. Another group got there first. They were led by a former high-ranking member of the UN, so they had an advantage over the rest of us. As soon as they acquired the tech, their leader stole it for her own use. She disappeared along with several other members. Nobody has heard from them since. The remaining groups formed an uneasy alliance in order to find her and figure out what she was up to. After months of searching, we discovered that she has been secretly using time travel for some kind of twisted experiment. You are part of that experiment. In fact, it seems as though you are the experiment. She's had you trapped in this loop for months now, and there's no sign she's going to let you go anytime soon. You've been convincing your future self over and over, and the timeline appears to be unaltered. All this nonsense about changing your own time stream and stopping your actions before they can occur is just that, nonsense. It's impossible. We're confident that she's been telling you this whole time to ensure your cooperation without any actual basis. As for why, we have no idea. We don't understand what she's up to. We have no idea. We have no idea why she's doing this, maybe? We just want it to stop. It's cruel and, more importantly, a waste of brilliant technology. We've tracked her location, but we're reluctant to take her down by force until we understand what she's doing. It could jeopardize your safety. Our hope is that you can resist the amnesic effects of the loop and make it clear you understand what's happening to you. Maybe then she'll be goaded into speaking to you directly. If you can get her attention, keep talking to her. Figure out why she's doing all this. Once we know the truth, we can decide how to proceed.
Strange.
Okay.
How do we get our attention?
I don't know. Maybe it'll give us another dialogue option or something.
Oh, our points are still there, even though we hit start.
Oh. This is like really glitching out, isn't it?
Yeah. You have no idea what I've seen. You have absolutely no idea what's ahead of you. That's crazy. Right, hearing what you have to say. But believe me, I stand behind what I did completely. I don't know what you're planning to say. How about should we fuck up everything?
I guess.
That might get her attention.
Yeah, that might.
So it's very low empathy. So let's do empathy.
This is going to sound crazy, but bear with me. Everything you were told is a lie. I can change what you did by convincing you your actions were wrong. Yeah. This isn't about changing my destiny. It's actually some kind of strange experiment that I don't quite understand.
What are you talking about? If you're actually my past self and you got the same instructions I did, then why are you saying all this? Shouldn't you be trying to convince me my actions were wrong? I can't believe I'm even saving this. I'm not exactly happy to be stuck here, but it's just I'd rather you at least attempted to do what they said rather than spouting all this nonsense about an experiment. Empathetically again.
Although it says their empathy is 13, though. That's very low.
Current receptiveness.
Okay. I know how all this must sound, just let me explain. I'm not sure what the point of the experiment is, but what I do know is that we've both been stuck in this loop arguing with each other for months, yet nothing is changing in the external world. We're supposed to have our memories erased every time the loop resets, so we don't realize we're in a never-ending cycle. But for some reason, I'm now able to remember what happens.
That's nonsense. Even if I believed you, it doesn't make any sense. If you can remember previous loops, then I should be able to as well. We're essentially the same person. If this was really happening, we were actually in some big experiment, then wouldn't it be a bit suspicious that only you can remember? It's like someone has let you remember. Keep going with empathy, I guess.
I don't think it's that. I was actually contacted by a rebel group from the outside the loop who want to stop this whole experiment. They told me everything. Before I spoke to them, my memories were just indecipherable fragments. Now, because of what they've told me, I've been able to piece it all together. I know what happened to you. I know what you did. I know why we're both trapped here. I know the truth about who's running this experiment. Most importantly, I know how we can both get out of here.
Wait, some unknown group interrupted the loop to speak to you? And you alone? So they could tell you the quote-unquote truth and help you piece together your fragmented memories? Do you know how all this sounds?
Oh, God.
You don't sound well. This all sounds paranoid and delusional. Yeah.
Wow, I've said almost exactly the same thing to you in previous loops. I guess we're not so different, you and I. The only proof I can offer is that I know everything about what you did at the camp. More importantly, I also know about the secret you've been hiding. I wouldn't know any of this if you had already told me.
Come on, anyone could claim to know those things. It's meaningless without detail. What exactly do you think I did? What's my big secret?
Gonna do empathetic?
Keep going, yeah. It seems like it's working.
You killed thousands of people in a desperate bid to destroy a bioweapon the UN had been secretly developing in your climate refugee camp. You claimed you'd done the right thing, but then broke down and told me that our parents had been killed by climate refugees and you harbored a secret resentment toward them that you'd been trying to suppress for years. You admitted your split-second decision to destroy the camp might have been driven by this deep-seated anger. Your turn.
Wow, how could
How
could you possibly know all that? Are you actually my past self? Who are you really? This is crazy. I don't understand what's happening. tell me what's going on, or I'm not answering any further questions. I don't care about being trapped in this loop anymore. This is ludicrous.
Luda.
Luda! Luda Christmas!
I understand why you're freaking out, but consider what you said at the start of this conversation. I'm just as you remember. The only way I could be as you remember is if I am the person you remember. Right now, the main difference between us is that I know what's going on here. I understand why you'd feel confused or scared, but I have no incentive to make this up.
I wasn't freaking out. This is an objectively confusing situation. I still don't understand why you'd tell me any of this. If you're being honest, and you are who you say you are, what more can I say? You already know everything I did. It seems a bit pointless. Are you gloating? I get it. You didn't kill all those
these
people.
Gloaters always coming in for a good gloat.
You didn't spend all your adult life with an all-consuming resentment towards the people that you were trying to help. You're not a monster like me. You might grow up to be a decent, fully functioning homie human being. Homie being. Homesy being. Sorry. I'm just trying to read it.
It's funny. It's fine. Alright, more empathy. Just keep hitting him with the empathy.
Keep hitting him with that empathy.
No, look, you don't understand. I had to explain all that to get to the next part of my plan. I'm sorry for upsetting you, but there's no other choice. And no, there isn't anything more you can tell me. I'm trying to get the attention of the people running this loop. They're using stolen time travel tech for some strange purpose, and I want to speak to their leader to figure out what they're doing. I want to know what they hope to achieve by forcing us to have this conversation over and over. It just seems pointless and cruel.
So, I'm just a tool for your plan and you don't actually care about anything I have to say? Well, at least you're honest. Wait, did you say they were using stolen UN time travel tech? The same tech the UN banned? How could they possibly have stolen it? It must have been locked away in a veritable fortress and guarded mercilessly. This doesn't make any sense. Hit him with that empathy again.
You think so, or should I start trying to be rational?
We already did this whole run empathetically.
Okay.
Let's just do it. I think.
I understand why you're skeptical, but well, there's some.
How you spell skeptical.
But well, there's something I need to tell you. According to the group who contacted me, there were some consequences to your actions in the camp. With no way to solve the climate refugee crisis, the UN was overwhelmed. International tensions grew, cooperation broke down, and it all but collapsed. This meant they weren't able to protect the time travel tech from anyone who wanted to steal it. The group that currently possesses it have decided to trap us in this never-ending loop, and no one understands why.
The UN collapsed? Oh God, that was never my intention at all. They were the only thing preventing the entire world from disintegrating into total anarchy. If I'd had any idea my actions would have caused their collapse, maybe I would have acted differently. Oh God, this is all my fault. Perhaps I deserve this. Perhaps I deserve to be miserable. Perhaps the people running this loop were right.
No.
I destroyed the UN. I may even destroy the world. I'm a monster. I don't deserve to be free.
Oh God.
Oh, maybe that was the bad ending. Let's see.
Well, that was an unconventional approach, but it worked. You did it again. Your future self. Damn it. Well and truly reject the end. Well done. Damn it. So there's no point keeping up the pretense that I'm freeing you from the loop now, is there? Well, I suppose not, but nothing. This is an experiment, and we will stick to the experimental protocol. Resetting the loop in 3, 2, 1.
The music is pretty funny, though. Oh, man.
So she's freeing me from the loop? Is what she
No,
said?
she's resetting it.
Oh. Okay.
She has no intention of freeing you from the loop.
Okay.
It said. Alright, so now let's try to fucking do the right thing.
Okay.
Is it really happening? Well, look at you, just as I remember. So fresh-faced and naive. You either go with assertiveness or rationality. They're both very high.
Okay.
You have no idea what's ahead of you. I'm almost looking. Oh, blah.
No, my question is maybe for you. It's hard to stay focused when you're repeating the same things over and over. You're doing a great job, though. Keep it up. Just stay the course and get there. We believe you. Okay, so respond rationally then.
Rationally or assertively. Anything but empathy, so.
Listen to me. Everything you were told is an outright lie. I can't change what you did by convincing your actions were wrong. I can't change my destiny. This is all some kind of twisted experiment.
Attention gain. That was not what I expected you to say. I need a second to process all this.
Okay, I got it. Just kidding.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now and assume you're not outright lying to me. But it'll take a lot more than that before I believe you. Very high rationality.
Just be patient. Let me explain. I'm not sure exactly what the point of the experiment is, but we are both repeating this loop for months now. Every time a conversation is the loop is set. No matter the outcome, nothing we say has any effect on the external world or our timeline. We're supposed to have our memories erased each time the loop resets, but I appear to have attained it. In fact, I remember us having this conversation already. I've already told you everything I'm about to tell you. I'm just repeating the same things over and over in a bid to get the attention of the people running this thing. It's getting a bit tiring, quite frankly. Look, it's getting tiring for us too. You think you've experienced this over and over, but it's nothing compared to the amount of times we've had to sit through it. At least you've only recently started to remember. We've been observing this loop for a long, long time.
Yeah, it definitely has that weird vibe of super hot, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Who said that?
No, I was just saying that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, that came off really badly. I didn't mean to sound rude. You're doing a great job. Carry on. Fuck you!
Assertiveness. Okay, that's a lot to take in. Say I choose to believe that it's all true. Why don't I remember what happened in the previous loops? Shouldn't I also have developed an immunity? Aren't we essentially the same person? Isn't it slightly suspicious that it's only happening to you? It almost seems like we might be part of this experiment. They could have engineered it this way. It could be a variable change designed to gauge our responses to it. Assertive. Hi.
No, it's something else. Look, I know I think this sounds
you see
ridiculous,
some of the
but
words
it's
that
true.
are like popping up, like randomly.
Oh.
Like you'll see words in red pop up above your dialogue.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if I see it again. Keep going.
I was actually contacted by a rebel group from outside the loop who wanted to stop this whole thing. Before I spoke to them, my memories were just indecipherable fragments. Now, because of what they've told me, I've been able to piece it all together. I know everything. I know what you did. I know the ramifications of your actions. I know why we're both trapped here. I know the truth about who's running the experiment. And most importantly, I know what we need to do to get out.
Wait, a nameless group interrupted the loop to speak to you, and you alone, for some reason, and tell you the truth. And now your muddled memories all make sense. That sounds really quite paranoid and conspiratorial. Do you have any proof of any of this? Don't do empathy, because it seemed like
Rational.
that was...
Yeah. I mean, now it's high. It used to be
Yeah.
low all the time. Yeah, I know, sigh. You've already accused me of all that. God, this is so frustrating.
I love this.
Oh, come on, keep yourself together. The more you complain about it, the harder it'll be to convince your future self. If they think you sound like it's conspiracy theorists, change your story. You don't have to tell them the literal truth. You just want to get the attention of the people running this thing. That's all. The truth is irrelevant. Wait, so you want me to lie? You're happy with me lying as long as you get what you want? Is that it? I know. Again, I'm sorry for sounding impatient. It's been a really long project for us, and we really do appreciate what you're doing. We want the same thing as you. We want this experiment stopped. Just keep doing what you're doing. It'll eventually work. We'll wait as long as we need to. So I feel like they're right. Like, anything that's talking to you from the other screen is lying to you. I feel like. I don't know that for sure, but yeah.
Hey, don't take that tone with me. I don't remember any of this.
Okay, sorry. Let's just move on.
But you're trying to get attention, so your attention bar is going higher, and everything you're doing is giving you attention. So you're doing good.
Look, the only real proof I can offer is that I know things that I shouldn't, if this were actually my first conversation. And everything, blah, blah, blah. More importantly, I also know that you're secret.
Okay. We gotta go to assertive then, right? If you do actually know these things, then I suppose it would be proof. Go on, what do you know? What did I do?
Well, shouldn't we do empathy because it's very high?
But remember when we did the whole empathy run, that was nothing. So I would keep going to the other one.
But every time when we were doing all the empathy responses, it always said very low or low.
I know, I don't know. You can change it if you want. It's fine.
You killed, what did it say? There was a red thing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You killed thousands of people in a desperate bid to destroy the bioweapon, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Got that.
You made your split decision. Yeah, it worked.
Okay. My God, I'm so confused. How could you possibly know all this? It doesn't make sense. What is going on? Who are you? Who are you really? This isn't right. None of this is right. Assertiveness is high.
You said yourself that I'm the same as you, remember? The only way I could be exactly the same as you, remember, is if I am the person you remember. The main difference between us is that I know what's going on here. I have no incentive to lie to you. Why would I? What would the point be the point?
No, I wasn't lying. Why would I? What would be the point? Oh, right. I see where you're coming from. Still, why are you saying this to me? If you already know what I did, there's nothing else I can tell you.
Empathy?
Rationality or empathy?
I'll just say rationality. No, look. You don't understand. There's a reason I'm saying all of this. You're right about one thing. There isn't anything more you can tell me. I actually want to speak to whoever is running this loop, and I'm hoping our current conversation will get their attention. They're using stolen UN time travel technology, blah, blah, blah. I want to know what they hope to achieve by forcing us to have this conversation. Okay.
They're using stolen UN time travel technology. Possibly the man tech hid it somewhere to use for themselves. I didn't think anyone would actually be able to steal it. It must have been locked away fortress and guarded mercilessly. Blah, blah, okay. Empathy is very high, so.
I understand why you're skeptical, but, well, there's something I need to tell you. According to the group who contacted me, there were some consequences.
Is that a kid yelling or one of our cats?
I don't know. Let me solve the you already told him this. Blah, blah.
We did everything the way we need to. So you would break me down repeatedly, yet nothing ever changes? It feels like whoever is running this loop is deliberately engineering our misery.
Yep, seems that way.
They must take some sick pleasure in hearing me confess and break down. It must be someone who I harmed with my actions. So it's gotta be Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. There's so many people it could be. I hurt so many. This whole thing is sick and twisted. But I can see how a disturbed person would see it as poetic justice. In a way, it's the ultimate irony. It's...
Okay, now it's this other entity. Okay, fine, you have my attention. I assume those meddling pricks finally managed to speak to you without us noticing. Amazing work. Keep it up. You need to be as convincing as you can be to keep her attention. Say the wrong thing and she might reset the loop.
Oh, shit.
Great. Try and get her to tell you why she's doing all of this. While she's distracted, we'll move in on her location. Good luck. Okay. Great. Fair play to them, I guess. They must have put some serious effort into improving their detection avoidance tech.
You want me to do this? So
sure, if you want.
They're worthy, if annoying, rivals.
Oh, God.
Oh.
What am I supposed to do?
Look at her. Levels.
That's her levels now?
I guess so, because look at the question marks. Because you don't know who it is.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Receptive to empathy and assertiveness.
Okay. And we have more assertiveness, so should we be doing that then?
Right. Cool with it.
Who the hell are you? You haven't figured it out yet? Oh wait, that's you, I guess.
You haven't figured it out yet? Come on. I'm the only person your future self ever mentions by name.
It's Alice, yeah.
I've sat through their story hundreds of times, and it's only ever me. No one else. Empathetically, says very high.
Oh, and I think I remember. Oh, I think I remember now. You're Alice, right?
Yep, that's me. I'm surprised it took you this long to figure out. You've shown yourself to be otherwise insightful for the most part. Anyway, I assume you have a lot of questions. Ask away.
Okay, rationality's high.
Yeah.
I have many, but the most pressing is, why are you doing all of this? Why trap me and my future self in this loop and have me persuade them that they were wrong over and over again? What are you hoping to achieve?
What do you mean? It's already been thoroughly explained.
Has it though?
Your future self committed a terrible crime, and through convincing them they were wrong, I hope to change your path and prevent those actions from ever happening. This has been explained to you many, many times. Why ask again?
I'm no scientist, but aren't your goals logically impossible? You can't change the future in the way you think you can. You've used a version of my future self to change my own future, which would prevent that version of myself from existing in the first place. It's a paradox. At least that's what your rival seems to think.
No, you're not a scientist. You have no way of understanding what I'm trying to achieve. I spoke with many other factions before I isolated myself with my team. None of them had any issues with the direction of my research. They could have been lying to me, of course, but I suppose I'll never know. You could be lying to me too, for all I know. I don't even know why I'm bothering to have this conversation, to be honest. Empathy. Yeah.
Why would I bother lying? You can just reset the loop. If you discover that's the case, you have all the power here. Just listen to me for a minute. Your behavior supports my theory. You claim this is a legitimate experiment, but at no point have you let me or my future self leave the loop. I've been in here for months repeating the same thing over and over. If you want to actually test the technology, surely you need to see how it affects the world outside the bubble when we leave. You have to admit, it really sounds like a convenient excuse to trap both me and my future self, making us miserable. It sounds like you're just trying to punish us for something my future self did to you under the pretense of running a bizarre experiment.
I understand why you might seem that way, but you have it all wrong. You haven't been released from the loop yet because we're still in the testing phase. We're discerning whether there are any side effects from long-term exposure to the technology. The fact that you're now able to remember what happened in the previous loops is valuable insight into the limits of the tech. All of this needed to happen before we could test any timeline changes. If you had any real information about the experiment, you would understand. Rationally, very high.
I'm not part of your scientific team, but that doesn't mean my concerns should be so easily dismissed. I've been part of this experiment for months. Assuming you ever intended to use this technology for its stated purpose, surely you wouldn't keep anyone in a loop for even close to this length of time. There would be no use in doing so. You would achieve your desired results long before reaching this point. So why would you subject me to such an extensive length of time in the loop?
This isn't about you. I'm just being a responsible scientist. This technology is volatile and untested. Therefore, its limits need to be fully explored before wider use is considered. This is just science. There's no hidden agenda. I'm just doing my job. Woo! Assertive or empathy?
Assertive, I think.
Do it.
No, I don't believe you. You know the truth. You're just unwilling to accept it. My future self destroyed your life. My future self killed thousands of people. My future self may even have inadvertently destroyed the most important organization in the world. Once you discovered the time travel tech was no longer safeguarded, you saw an opportunity to exact revenge. You can dress it up all as a legitimate experiment all you like, but you must know that isn't your true goal here.
You really don't give up, do you? This is exhausting, and I really can't be bothered to argue anymore. Back to the start of the loop you go.
No, wait.
Fuck!
Maybe. Well, I'm assuming they had time to hack, didn't they? That was what they wanted.
Possibly, right? But let's. We're back in the beginning. Damn, the stats got crazy for the impatience we showed during the previous loop. Okay.
It fell far below our standards of professionalism and won't happen again. The person who spoke to you, well, they've been removed. We also would like to reiterate that we fully empathize with how difficult this can be. The repetition can be mind-numbing at times. It's all for the greater good, though. Keep at it, and we'll be able to stop this experiment once and for all. I don't believe you.
I don't believe him either.
Okay, what are we doing now? So we're back to talking to our future self. So are we...
Fuck.
Are
So,
we going with it or against it?
let's go with it. Let's go empathy. Oh, this is new. Okay.
Doesn't seem like it.
Success intended to gain. That wasn't what I expected to hear, and you're right, that does sound a bit crazy. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. Sort of. Let me explain. The immunity factor, remember us. You know what?
It doesn't matter. I'll just stick to the script. I don't want to argue again. Okay, good. Continue.
Script? What the hell are you talking about? Are you even talking to me? Look, say I choose to believe that everything you're saying is true. Why don't I remember what happened in previous loops? Shouldn't I have also developed an immunity? Are we essentially the same person? Isn't it only happened to you? Blah, blah, okay. Rational.
No, it's something else. I know you'll think this sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I was actually contacted, blah, blah, blah. Before I spoke to them, my memories were just indecipherable. Now I remember everything.
Doesn't that all sound very paranoid, conspiratorial? Sure, you're sound mind right now. Oh man!
Don't take that tone with me. You're no different. I've accused you of exactly the same thing during our previous loops. Also, I have proof. I know everything about what you did at the camp. More importantly, I know the secret.
Okay, point taken. Go on, what did I do? What's my secret? Empathy. Hey!
Morpheus, no.
Dickwad!
Get down.
It's our cat trying to knock shit down. 1,000 people in desperate bid to destroy a blue bioweapon, blah, blah. I almost said blue apron.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I played the only thing. We made a split decision. Blah, blah, blah.
My god, I'm so confused. How could you possibly know that? Doesn't make any sense. What is going on here? This isn't right. None of this is right. We've been through this.
What did you say at the start of this conversation? I'm just, as you remember, the blah, blah, blah. The only person I remember right now, the only difference. her from her age is that I know what's going on here. Okay, that's fair. You're right. There's no reason for you to lie to me. Empathy?
Whichever one. I don't think it matters.
Oh no, look, you don't understand. I had to explain all that to get to the next part of my plan. I'm sorry for upsetting you. There was no other choice. And no, there isn't anything more you can tell me. I'm trying to get the attention to loop. I want to know what they so I'm just totally out of plan, blah blah blah.
You say blah blah. Okay,
Yeah.
we've already seen that.
Well, I guess I fucked up that one.
It's fine. Let's keep going. What is he playing with right now? Just a piece of paper, it looks
Yeah,
like.
piece of paper.
No one understands why they're doing this. Blah blah blah. Squandering the most pointless thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Delivered engineering. Right. I destroyed the world. I'm a murderer. I deserve to be free. Alright.
Wait, I thought they said they got rid of that. Or maybe...
Yeah, keep going. I don't know. Oh, jeez, I don't know. Keep going. We'll stick to experimental protocol. Shit! I guess we do have to be perfect.
Maybe? I don't know.
I mean, we added more shit to our... I mean, I don't know if that helps us or hurts us. This is weird. What a weird game. What a weird fucking game. Fresh face night. Alright. We know how frustrating. Okay. Alright. Rationality. Okay. Got it. Assertive, I think. I believe it was assertive. Look, just let me explain. Oh, blah. Okay. It's getting tiring for us too. Okay. Empathy. This is such a weird game. Okay. Rational. What's going on? I have to tell them the literal truth. Okay.
Wait, this is the first run through, so we have to do both of them again? Because this is the first run through, and then we talked to Alice, and then we have to do it again. Remember?
No, but we talked to Alice that time, and I think we messed up the last one. The last one didn't have the right... Because you remember, did you hear the sound we heard? Like, the sound when we do a success?
Yeah.
We didn't hear that on the last response we gave to Alice. Or I didn't hear it.
Okay.
So I think we might have messed that up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just keep going with this.
Okay.
See if we can get all the things right. It's either assertive or empathy, so.
I don't know, what do you think?
Let's do empathy. I really don't know. Okay. It's assertiveness. Rational. Okay. I can't remember which one. You can try either one. Okay, good. We got that. Spirit poisons can see as both I adjust this. I kind of wish we could skip past this faster. Alright, there she is. Hi, Alice. But to speak with you again. Okay, she already knows what we're talking about. Run's ruined now anyway. Where did we get to in our last conversation? If I recall correctly. You pointed out that it makes sense for me to want revenge on your future self because their actions destroyed my life. Look, you're partially right. I'm upset with your future self. I admit that much. They acted rashly, and the ramifications of their actions have been felt across the world. But this really isn't the reason I picked you as a test subject. And I'm not trying to punish you. Doesn't seem like that is right.
Okay, so empathy?
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to believe you. It sounds like you genuinely think your experiment could work, and I'm starting to understand why you would pick me and my future self as test subjects. It sounds like you have the backing of other factions, too. I'm confused. If this is all true, why did the other group contact me and tell me they had no idea what you were doing? Why would they deliberately lie to me? I'm starting to feel like I might have been used.
I don't understand. The only thing I kept hidden from them was my location, and that was only for security purposes. I told them everything else. They knew my motivations, my methods, my hypotheses. I was completely open and honest. Everything seemed fine when I last spoke to them. The environment was competitive and tense, sure, but I felt like we all reached a mutual understanding. A unanimous understanding. Did they lie to me? Have they been planning something this whole time? Oh no. No, no, no! I know what they've been doing! Oh my god, how could you have not seen this? I've been so focused on my research that there's no way that I could have seen it coming. I don't believe it. They've used you against me. I never thought they'd stoop to something so low, but I guess I was wrong. You've doomed us.
What?
What? We're all dead.
What? What?
Holy shit! Oh. My guess is that other group is the UN.
Is it?
That's my guess.
Fuck!
I'm actually impressed you managed to keep her distracted for that long.
Oh no! Fuck.
Oh no!
Fuck.
What a fucking game! Jesus
Christ!
You were distracted for that long. You performed brilliantly. Far better than expected.
God damn it.
Thanks to you, we were able to...
I said it was true. Like, every single time you heard from someone else, everyone was lying to you.
Yeah.
She was lying to you, they were lying to you, everyone
Thanks
was
to
lying.
you, we were able to infiltrate our location, take out our entire team. Now we finally have our hands on the time travel tech. You killed everyone. It was necessary. It had to be done. We're out of options. We weren't going to let her keep the tech all to herself for ridiculously idealistic goals. She was being childish, naive. It never would have worked.
Why not tell me your true plans? Why lie to me?
I would have thought that was obvious. You would never have helped us, would you? We told you what you needed to hear, so you would do what we required from you. It's pretty simple, really.
You monsters!
Oh, please. You come from a peaceful time with plentiful resources. You have no idea what the world is like now. It's so much worse than you could imagine. Much of the planet is unlivable. Most governments have collapsed. Billions have died. And billions are more on the verge of death. Are on the verge of death. I couldn't read. The squiggliness is killing me. You call us monsters, But if you could see this world, then you'd learn very quickly that we're no different than anyone else. We do what we need to survive, and this time travel tech is the best hope we have for survival. So what are you planning to do with it? We're not planning on changing the past. That's for sure. It's a dead end. This world is ruined, and it will always end up ruined. There's no changing that. We're all going to use the tech to travel back into a more comfortable and prosperous time period where we can live out our lives in peace and safety. If humanity insists on destroying this world, then to hell with humanity.
You selfish pricks. You stole the tech and killed Alice and her team just so you could have an easy life. Even if you didn't think her experiment would work, you didn't have to destroy it and kill her. You didn't even give her a chance.
You changed your tune. Only a few minutes ago you were arguing with Alice, trying to convince her that her experiment was nonsense.
That's because you lied and manipulated me. Oh my god, I feel sick.
On the plus side, you won't have to feel sick for much longer. Sorry, but it would take us too long to figure out how to safely remove you and your future self from this bubble. Everyone who would know how to do that is dead. So, we're just going to return the whole thing off. If it causes damage to the timeline, well, fuck the timeline. We're traveling back to the past anyway. To hell with all of this. Thanks again for helping us.
God damn it.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
No!
What a crazy game!
Oh my god.
I feel like I should have guessed that earlier.
But wait, was that like the true ending? Is this like the credits or something?
Yep,
yeah.
This is the credits.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. You have to go through a loop quite a bit to do it.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
We did about 2 hours and 30 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes so far. Emotional and technical support. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a really good game. That fucks with you a lot.
That's awesome. Using beatbox.
Adventure creator. Thank you. That was great.
Oh, wow. Wait, go back, resume. Can you click on that at all? I just want to know if there's any Easter egg things if we wait, but I don't think there are.
Should we load again or something? Or
no, let's go ahead and quit. I think we're done for the night on this one.
No, I want to keep playing it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Oh, change it to camera full for us.
Okay.
So it's just us. But yeah, there's obviously plenty of hit transition. There's plenty of different things that we could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Like different ways we could play. We could try to agree with Alice more or whatever. Or like, I don't know. Or like, yeah, it seems like we always get to that ending. You could probably choose whether you finish it with Alice or finish not. Because we obviously.
Well, I kind of want to help her now, so I kind of want to go back to that save point and then keep doing the disagreeing thing or something, so that
or like the wrong ones or whatever.
Yeah, do the wrong ones instead.
I mean, we can try it some other time. Okay.
Well, I might do it now, and you don't have to. I just want to see what happens. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. We'll keep trying to find like cool little indie games like this to try to play and experiment with because they're kind of fun. Yeah. Really cool text-based. It wasn't like a text-based adventure where we thought we could enter stuff. Yeah. But it was a lot of choices and stuff like that, which we enjoy anyway. We love those types of
if you like
games.
this, I would suggest playing it on your own, but also Pony Island is a game on Steam that you can download. I don't know how much it is, but I don't think it's very expensive. And also, what was the other one we were saying that it reminded us of? Oh, Super Hot, I think, is also available for like Xbox and PC. And that one's a really cool if you like shooters and stuff. Because basically, there's the whole thing where basically time moves as you move. So everything goes in slow motion until
Everything's
you move.
bullet time, like how the Matrix was. And stuff like that. Unless you're moving. When you move, things move towards you.
Yeah.
Pony Island's only $5 as well. So
yeah. And I think Super Hot isn't super expensive either.
Super Hot, I think it was a free game for a little while, but it's $24.99 now.
Oh, okay. But that one's really cool because it's a shooter and it has this like interwoven storyline of like deception and like conspiracy as well. So that one's pretty interesting. Really fun.
All right, cool. Well, we'll chat with you guys next time. We'll find a different game to try to play and stuff, and we still got to go back to playing Myst at some point because that was one that we needed to do. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.